Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So basically in our previous video we made a GRPC service. So if you haven't watched that video, just go back and watch that video so that you have a proper idea like what are the elements in the GRPC service, how it is configured and how it is used. So in this video, we will making a C# client for our gRPC service. As we know, for a gRPC service to consume it, we need a gRPC client. So we'll be making a C# gRPC client. So just select the project template and click on next, and it should bring you to the new project panel where you give it a name. Let's say it will be a status based gRPC service. We'll write a function that gives us some status of, like, if it is true or false, maybe even or odd, something like that. Okay, so even odd, let's not say status, but even odd gRPC service. Even odd will receive a number and as a parameter, and we will decide whether it is a even or odd. So let's go. It's a very simple service. We make it .NET 8. Let's create the project, and that's it. Our project is already created. Let's go to the program.cs file, and you see here it is written. So for communication with gRPC endpoints must be made through a gRPC client, right? So they have given some link also to go to there, and like, so here you can see the tutorial is already present from Microscope, like how to create a gRPC client and server. So you can follow this, or you can follow along with me with the video, since we are going to do same things right here. So let's just close this guy for now. Let's configure our gRPC service. So basically, let's remove this line. We don't need this line. We'll just say gRPC service is up and running. That looks good. And we also need to define a new function so that we can define it there. So we go to our solution explorer. Let's say we need to define a proto method. So if you see, okay, we don't really need, but since here hello request is there, we'll just make another function. Let's say RPC, my procedure call, say even or odd. What do you take? We will take not even or odd request and returns even or odd reply. So we're gonna define two messages here if you see. So let's say message even or odd request. So it will have one parameter, and let's define the reply also. Message even or odd reply, that will have a string message. So we already have defined the even odd request having a number parameter received and to reply with a message. So that's nice. So we already have the functions. Let's implement in the greeter service. Let's go there. Let's do it quickly so that we can go back and write our function, like our clients. So public override. Okay, so we'll have a task, and this is what is going to have is our reply. What is the name? It is even or odd reply. Just go there and paste it. Control V. uh, Even or odd reply, and then we come here. Let's say it's the function is say even or, I think we did something. Okay, see, we have an error here that we have written. That should not be like this. Everything is fine. Looks fine. Let's go back. And it should be something like this. Let's copy this. But it's not hello of request, but it's even out of request. So go back and we name this. Okay. Let's see the greet proto. There should not be any problem here. Let's go back. Even out reply it came. So we need return. Let's type return. Return task dot. Let's say I'll just copy this entire code, just paste it here. So we don't need new hello reply, but even odd reply. And we need a condition that is if, sorry, we don't need, we cannot write it here. So let's come here. If request dot, let's say even our odd request, we receive a request. Mm, the request, what do we have? The parameter is number, right? So we should go back. Mod of 2 double equals to 0. Return this. Sorry, that should be number. Some mod of 2, so it should return nothing, something like number is number. This is even. Else we should have the else block too. Else just, let's say we'll have this. Is odd. So our GRPC service seems to be okay. We are done with that. Control save, control build. Okay, it seems running. Let's check it if it's running properly. So I hope everything goes well. And here we are. I think our gRPC service is running nicely. Let's go to the localhost 7295, and you can see gRPC service is up and running. So let's minimize this, and our gRPC service is up and running. Now let's go. We'll be needing another project. Let's close this. We'll create the client now. Okay, let's create the client. So we have the solution already ready. I'll just add the new project. Let's go to add a new project. Say we need a console app. So console app next. It takes the same place next. .NET 8, and that should create a console app. So this console app is already ready. So basically now we need here, if you see here, we have a console app one namespace and everything. We're gonna keep it same. Let's install the Nugget packages that will be required for this. So let's go here, and there should be managed Nugget packages. Let's go browse, and here we need, I think we need grpc .NET .client. So let's search for it. So we'll be needing this one. Let's install it. Okay, we'll need google.protobuf also. So let's search for google.protobuf. It's here. Again, we also need grpc.tools. So we got the grpc.tools. Let's install this. So again, I'll go back to my things and show you. We installed 3 packages. Mhm. Let me show you. So we have 3 installed packages here. I guess that is google.protobuf, google grpc.net client, grpc.to. So after this, once it is installed, we need to like you create a protos folder in the grpc client. So let's just copy this folder. We can copy it directly from here and just click on this, and there should be an option to paste. Yeah, so we have the protos file already pasted, and we need to go to the protos, and if you see, we have the even our grpc service name. So we can also like rename the c sharp file if we want. So let's just make it grpc service instead of service. Just make it client, and that's it. That's the change we need. And for example, you can click and always see the properties of it. It's a server only, but we don't need to be as a server, but make it as a client only. So you make it as a client and see this class access, compile protobuf, everything looks good. Just apply and okay. You can see the project file. If you see here, it's client already. Now we need to create a grpc client. So let's close all these tabs, close all tabs. Let's go to our project and we need program.cs. Now once our grpc service is running, let's run it again. Okay guys, let's write down our grpc client. Let's delete this, we don't need this line. Let's go back, console dot write line, grpc client initialization. We are initializing the grpc client here. Now we'll have, let's use it using, let's create a channel. Let's create, maybe I'll just create a channel directly. Variable channel. But the local host is not 5001, but our address that our grpc channel is hosted, that is 7295. And once the channel is created, we need to create a client. So variable client. So let's create a new greeter.greet. So if you see, let's just import it. We have not imported it. So we already have it. Let's go to now, and after creating the client, we need to like create a body of the reply. Like what are you going to send or something like a message or some kind of thing. But we can also create directly. Let's create a variable reply since we are going to send only one thing. So instead of we say it's client dot say hello, but no, we will not go to here. So client dot say, instead of say hello, let's go to our functions and see what was the function. It is say even or odd. So say even or odd. Let's make it async so that, and instead of new hello request, we send new odd request. New odd request, and instead of name, that should be a number. So what number you wanna send? Let's say 25. Yeah, we are sending a number 25, and let's go ahead. Console dot write line response is, okay. We don't have message, but what is the reply? String, right? So it's not request dot message, but reply dot, let's just write reply for now because it's going to return a string, by the way. Okay, let's run our program. We'll know the, let's point a debug point here, but before that we need to set up the project so our service is also running. So set start the projects. Instead of there, let's go to the configure starter project. So we need to run multiple projects. The server should run on the top. So let's select this and let's stop. Even our gRPC service start without debugging. We don't need to debug the gRPC service. Console app start. Okay, apply is there. Let's press OK and let's start. We can put a debug point here. So if you can see, our gRPC service is already running and we have the console right here. So it will write is, let's see if there is some error. The client has been generated, not a problem. Now see if the reply is this. Reply is, I don't, we have to create a channel. What is the reply containing? Method is 7. Oh, is complete false. Let's see what is the reply. We need to write console.write line here, so read line here so we can understand. So here we are. Let's start it and let's put a debug point here. Let's put a debug point here anywhere. Okay, we will restart the program. So if you see, the gRPC client initialization tab is already here and the other one should also be here. So you can see the gRPC service is running and our first line is already executed. So here if you see, the channel we get and the client we get is something like this, localhost. So the reply we are getting is not what we need. It is localhost 7 and type, but this is not the required output that we need, right? So if you can see, you see it is giving us some error. And why is that happening? If you see here, I'm calling an async method, but I'm not awaiting for it. But since this is a demo program and it's a static main function, instead of the async method, we can directly call the method. In that case, we don't need to wait for it. And in that case, the reply will contain as a message. So let's have that as a message. Yeah, that should be fine. Let's start the program again. And as you can see, the gRPC client has been initialized, and we also see it is everything is running perfectly. And let's continue, and you'll see the number is odd. So now we are getting the number as odd because 25 is an odd number. Our gRPC is giving us a reply. Now maybe let's make it more fun. We'll input the number from the user and then check if our client is working properly, right? So let's stop it. Mm, Let's take an input, say console.writeLine, press any number to continue, any number to check. Now let's say we need to read it, so we need to read the number. So say where, okay, we'll take its int input equals to this, so we'll be reading the line and the input. So let's pass this as the input, and now our program should work really fine. So let's put it here. uh, let's start without debugging because we have the time for like the number to put, so we have any number to check, and we also have this, so we have it. So press any number to check we have. So we'll say 65 and press enter. So 65 is an odd number. Okay, so let's make it, let's try it again. So any number, let's say 32. That looks good. 32 is even. So our gRPC client is working really fine. So what are the three steps that we needed to do while making a client? You should remember the first thing is get the packages. What packages? Google.protobuf, grpc.net client, and grpc.tools. After getting that, what do you need to do is get the profile here, go to its properties and set it as say client only. Now what do you need to do more is just go to your program CS, and here you first create a channel with the gRPC service, then you create a client instance, and then you oh, hit your function with the required parameters and just display the message. And that's all for gRPC client. I hope you like the video. Thank you so much. In next video, maybe we'll be consuming gRPC web. We'll take it in a browser way and consume it in a web-based HTML, JavaScript-based some web application, or we can go for Electron also. So let's see what we are going to do, but we are going to dive deep here into another client. Yeah, and maybe we can also look into writing different services. Yeah, so stay tuned for another video. Maybe we'll dive deep in gRPC more. Thank you.